Hello, it's me, Beaky. Welcome to the channel. It's good to hear from you guys again. This next story is called The Accident. Last month, something very strange happened. My four friends and I decided to go on a local haunted area for a scare and to kill an evening, basically. It was about 9 p.m., and so it was going to get as dark as it was going to get that night. As we were arriving to the spot, it started to get extremely foggy, and at that point where you can hardly even see anything in front of you. Definitely seemed for something very scary, huh? We started to slow down to the park and saw a look of terror on my friend's face. A look that you definitely know they weren't faking. Then he said, "Accelerate," in a tone that both intrigued and terrified me at the same time. Without really thinking, I sped up and about 10 miles per hour faster than I was usually been going. Just assumed that the spot we were in just scared him a bit or something. As we went further up the road, the restlessness that he felt only proceeded to get worse at the point to where I just wanted to get out of where we were. And as his fear was beginning to rub off me, I guess you can say, as I continued to speed up, I saw what scared him so badly. Only I'd seen it for a split second before I'd heard crunches and the car felt go over a hump that was no one wanted to acknowledge, but it was impossible to ignore. I panicked in that way I had never been before and stopped the car with such a force that we kind of all jerked everything in front of us. Ignoring the pain and the adrenaline, the shock, we all got out and expected what my fear and carelessness had done. After that, it was there. I wish I kept driving, but the man was laying on a pool of blood and his chest had flattened into one of those lines of wheels and his feet flattened over the other. It was a sight that I knew would be stuck in my mind as well as my friends for as long as we shall live. After all the disgust and horror we had witnessed, I was convinced that let everyone back into the car. Once we all got back into the car, the weather had completely cleared as if the tension in the area had just been relieved. I had no choice but to take all of my friends home with scars that I knew would haunt them for the rest of their lives. On the way home, one of them spoke to me. They had told me of the gore they had witnessed, and I had no problem with that. I felt that there had been a presence following us, but I had just brushed it off as shock and went home on my way with driving. I dropped off all my friends, making them promise that the event would never be spoken of to anybody. I then made my way home and cleansed my car. The horror I had endured. I hosed my tires and bumper off and then went into the house to take a shower. I still had a strange feeling of a presence which had begun to give me a very unsettling feeling in the pit of my stomach. But that was it. It was just guilt. The mind's form of a comedic retribution, and that no one completely would get away with something. I went to bed once and got out of the shower, hoping that I could sleep this terrible night from existence. It took about 2 hours for me to finally get to a restful sleep, but that would be the worst mistake of my life. I woke up 3 hours later in the worst sight of my life. At the foot of my bed, I saw a face of the accident. Sitting no more than 2 feet away from me was a personification of fear. His mangled body, his chest flattened along the lower half of his legs. He sensed my being awake through my fear and turned to look at me. He had no eyes, but the socket showed all the pain and anger he had felt. It was crumpled. However, with a sick sense of amusement he got from the control he had over my sanity. He lunged at me within mere inches of my face. Even though he had no eyes, I still could feel that he was seeing into my very light of existence. Then he whispered in a tone of pure terror, "Forever," and then crawled out of my room. I ran out of my house and into my car and drove 6 hours straight, well into daytime, not knowing what the creature was. But I do now know that he will be forever with me, as a constant reminder of what fear and panic can ruin someone's life. If you like the story, please leave a like and subscribe. Thanks for listening, guys. Have a safe night. See you around.